Sugar Faces, it is KlaireeBerry, and I just want to talk with you because I have a really super busy day and I don't know when I'm going to be able to talk with you again. So sad. I have a book by Louise Hay called Heal Your Life, and it's got this kind of, come on Rock, we're on a time crunch, buddy. It has this kind of resource guide at the end about, you know, different conditions and what they mean for you. And being overweight is a form of protection. It's a form of protecting yourself. So it's kind of, you know, inner and outer at the same time, really. And of course, usually it's the inner that drives us to, you know, either be inactive or overeat or whatever. And of course, society doesn't help. I mean, it makes me really sad how our society just raises children from a very young age to be so far off their natural birthright. But to me, this is what raw food is. And it's kind of like scary that it took me this long to come around and realize it. But raw foods are the most natural. I mean, before we even had fire, our people, our species, our family, you know, our ancestors were eating raw foods. They were eating these fruits. They were eating the most juicy, ripe, easily available things that they could get their hands on. And it wasn't until later, you know, they found out how to dig and how to, you know, get the tubers out of the ground and how to figure out the cereal grasses. But the most natural foods are the foods that are easily available. And so, oh, there's a worm. I have to save it. Good boy, Rocky. Okay, so just doing my job as a vegan. So yeah, I feel like it's all kind of coming together full circle for me to realize this. And, you know, I love it when your truth and your reality backs up your beliefs, and that's exactly what is happening. You know, I believe that raw foods are, you know, my birthright to what I'm supposed to be eating, what my ideal food is, and my body is backing that up. And now more than ever, I'm noticing that even when I eat foods that used to be considered healthy for me, you know, healthier for me, that my body reacts differently to them at this point because my body's getting so used to having a higher percentage of raw food. It's getting so used to going days and days with just raw food. And now it's showing me and it's telling me that it doesn't want the other foods, even like I said, when I thought they were healthy. And this is what your body does. When you start, you know, giving your body the best, it doesn't want you to go back, and it will let you know. And, you know, it does. It takes a while to get all that other stuff out. It takes a while to get that, to get to that point where you notice these things. And a lot of it just has to do with what you're allowing yourself to find out. You know, before I had this mental block against going raw. I've had a mental block against going raw vegan before I even considered going vegan. And I was always told it's unhealthy, and that makes me really curious now to really wonder where these, you know, these lies and this propaganda came from, to where the point where here I was in the Midwest hearing about raw veganism and hearing that it was bad. And that just makes me even more, you know, like I said, curious about where these rumors actually got started and everything. But I just want to share that with you. I just want to share how I feel. Like I said, if I eat pasta or even I start to eat potatoes, and it's not like I feel bad on potatoes anymore. It's like I'll start to eat potatoes, and like the last time I had mashed potatoes with lettuce, I was eating them kind of like inside of a lettuce wrap type of thing, and I was just like, this is really just not that satisfying. It's not what I want to be eating. It kind of tasted kind of dull, kind of bland, kind of like just not as satisfying as it used to feel. And it's, I mean, you got to look at it this way. At one point, that was way better than what I had ever been putting in my body before. That was a step in the right direction at one point. And now that I've gotten to a further point, it's like, that's no longer the healthier choice. It's now the unhealthier choice. And, you know, yes, raw veganism and veganism, there is a spectrum. Of course, there's a spectrum of being vegan and being junk food. There's a spectrum of being really high carb, clean, vegan, you know, and still eating processed foods, and then you go further on the spectrum and you cut out processed foods, and you go further on the spectrum and you cut out cooked foods. And I don't believe that you need to have an absolute thing, you know, standard of purity at this time. I think that unless you want to, unless that's what your body tells you to do, then it probably is a little bit unhealthy to try to force yourself to that point. I really strongly believe that going vegan needs to be kind of, not going vegan overnight, you can do that, but going raw vegan needs to be like slower, steadier. You need to get a grasp on what you're doing. A lot of factors go into it, but kind of rambling a little bit now. I just really feel like it's totally worth it, and I definitely feel like it's one of those things, don't knock it till you try it. And if you're like Freely or Durian Writer who has gone down that road, and then you go and you don't feel any difference, and you're at such a high level of activity where you really feel like you need those cooked carbs, and you feel just the same on clean cooked carbs, then, you know, that is great. Like I'm saying, it's not, you know, I don't think it's one or the other. But also, I mean, there is such a thing as overactivity and still kind of being obsessed with, you know, your body. And I just feel like at this point, I feel like I would rather exercise, well, and especially with where I'm at right now and going to school and working and, you know, having 2 kids, 2 sports going on right now and everything else, I really feel like I would rather eat a little bit healthier and work out less than go ahead and, you know, just go raw and maybe work out a little bit less. But, you know, because 80% of it is diet, and I really am resonating with that now as well, because I'm remembering earlier this year when I started off my first semester, I was doing like 3 hours on my bike. If you guys who follow me remember that, I was doing 3 hours on my bike a day, and I really did not notice any difference. In fact, I was a little bit bigger, a little tiny bit heavier than I am right now. And yeah, I was ravenous, I think, a lot of the times, and eating a bit more. And to me, I think I'd just rather maybe have a little bit less bulk in the evening and eat a little bit higher fat. And again, I kind of threw this into my first video that I did about avocados, but even if I have one avocado, especially if I'm eating dates and stuff throughout the day, and not a lot of other fatty foods, like if I'm not eating a lot of coconut or other fatty foods, then it's definitely, I can definitely still remain on 80-10-10 if I am eating one avocado. I mean, it is doable, or around there. And, you know, low fat doesn't have to be exactly 80-10-10. And, you know, I used to think that going 95-5 would be the best thing ever. And honestly, I tried that, and it didn't give me the results that I really wanted. I mean, when I eat all fruit, that's when I notice it. It's not necessarily keeping my fat super, super, super low. It's just sticking to the raw food so far. So anyway, walk's coming to an end. I gotta get ready to go to school. And what is this freebie stuff? I love free stuff.
It's like a big wire rack. I can make that into something. It's like a dishwasher rack. Interesting. Anyway, thanks for joining me today. I can't wait to keep sharing with you about this raw journey I'm on. I know, for those of you who have been watching me, know that I've been trying to do this for years now. Like, at least a year, I've been trying to go raw. And it's been... What's that?
So I just got prank called. So anyway, see if I can remember my train of thought here. I don't think I really can. And started thinking about all the stuff I have to do to get ready. Anyway, I was saying I'm just really super excited about this raw journey. I feel like it is different. I've tried to go raw many times before, and this is like so easy for me. I know I've said that before too, because it is easy when you get in the flow, when you have the right things, when you have a plan and you work your plan. Plan your work your plan. If you're not planning your work, if you're not planning, what is that phrase? If you don't plan to win, you plan to fail, or something like that, you know. So, it is easy when you get on it. When your body tells you what to do, it's so easy. When your body's not junked up and addicted to all these other things, then yeah, it's super easy. And when you've had enough experience to know how you feel on certain things versus other things, you know, you have to have that variable. You have to know how you feel on raw foods. And I think you have to get past, you know, there might be, oops, I did the wrong one. Oh well, come on, Rock. You have to get through some detox to really know that you feel better, you know, on it. But it is easy, and this is the easiest I feel like it's ever been, especially being so easy at such a busy time is just proof in the pudding. And, you know, it's very awesome not to have to cook and everything like that. But, yeah, like I said, I'm really excited to keep on letting you guys know. And so far, I've basically lost about 1 pound a night and a ½ inch off my waist already. So I am tracking, like you said, not to like get to any certain point, but just so I can share and, you know, kind of help prove that it works and that I feel better on it and everything else. So I'm gonna go get ready for work, and I will talk to you guys soon. Take care. Don't forget to eat your fruit. Bye.